YouTube, it's Maddie, the Emptiness Scrapper. Welcome to my channel. I'm so glad you stopped by. If it's your first time, I hope you enjoy the content and will consider subscribing, leaving a comment, a thumbs up, all the YouTube things. And if you're returning, as always, I'm super glad you came back. So today I have a share that I was inspired to bring to you because of a new hashtag, new to me hashtag collab. I believe both of these collabs have been going on for 5 years or so, but I just saw it for the first time the other day, and I thought it seemed like a fun idea to go ahead and hop along. So the first one is Saturday Morning Mix, and that is brought to us by Norwood Designs, and I believe the crafter's name is Jillian, and she has a lovely video explaining how she has a job, but she likes to try to carve out some time to craft for her. I believe that's on Saturday mornings, but she invites anyone, especially if you, are crunched for time. If you also have a job or have any other constraints, as we all do, feel free to post something at any time. And I just love that. Love it. So I'm going to try to continue to participate in Saturday Morning Mix, and I hope you will too. So Saturday Morning Mix, I will share the links in the description, and also for this share, I'm also going to include hashtag Snowmen in January 2025, because I believe it fits into both parameters. And that collab is sponsored by or created by Nancy of Handiscandi. So I'll leave both of those links in the description, and I hope you'll join along too. So here are the supplies I used, and you'll see when I show you the rest of the supplies that last week I had a very similar card. I made 3 cards with similar designs when I received the stamp set I'm going to share, and I couldn't decide how I wanted to make it, so I made them all. So last week's card was monochromatic, so I posted it then. And these 2 little cards, I'm going to show you the variations that I did. So this is a background stamp by Simon Hurley, and looks like snowflakes to me, and I believe it's intended to be snowflakes. So I did use that. These are the adorable snowmen Simon Hurley also came out with in, I believe, before the holiday season. And I got the coordinating dies. And there are some snowmen or women, snowflakes, and different sentiments. Let it snow, sending warm hugs, Merry Christmas, it's the most wonderful time of the year, there's nobody like you, ski suns, greetings, and may your days be merry and bright. So I think those are adorable. You can see there's a snowman skiing to go with that one sentiment. I just think it's adorable. And I did use one of the sentiments from that in one of the cards, and I did use a die, and this die is just randomly placed with my other dies in the storage, and I used Winter Wishes with a shadow. So in regards to the inks, for one, I used Distress Oxide in the color Tumbled Glass. In both cards, I used VersaFine Clair Morning Mist, and I did choose the VersaFine Clair because you can emboss over it, which I did. And I embossed, was it one or both cards? I embossed on both cards in, and I used Wow Metallic Silver Sparkle, and that's the powder I used. In addition, I used some white embossing powder. This is just Ranger's Virgin. You use whatever you have if you're interested in making something similar. And I did use clear as well. And my clear is also some Ranger clear powder. Sorry about the glare, but just wanted to give you a look-see at the actual materials I use. But as always, use what you have. For goodness sake, I'm trying to use what I have. I've got so much. Okay, and here is Simon Hurley's Astro Paste. And this one is a clear paste with a little glitter in it. And it's called Frostbite. So those are the materials I used. And I'll show you the cards that I made. And we'll discuss which materials I use for which card. So here's the first card, and I've got 3 snowmen on a snowbank, and I used the sentiment from the stamp set, sending warm hugs, and of course I used 3 of the snowmen, the snowflakes, and some snowbanks at the bottom. So what I did was I first took the background stamp, that would be this guy, and I stamped it with this ink, as I said, because I wanted to emboss over it, and I embossed with the glitter silver. So that was the backdrop. Then I created some snowbanks, or I might have created the snowman next. That doesn't matter because I don't put the snowman on until after the snowbanks are in. And of course you could just cut a little curve. And I used the Astro Paste to make it a little bit glittery. I don't know if you can see that. Not so much on the snowbank. I did use a fairly thin coating. I think if I did it again, I might use it a little thicker. Then, as you could see when I gave the close-up, I stamped out the snowmen in the VersaFine Clair, also in Morning Mist, and I embossed them in the Wow glitter embossing powder. So when the snowbank was dry, I stamp cut and embossed these guys flat onto, the 2 larger ones flat onto the snowbank, and the little guy I popped up just a tad. So it looks like he's in front with a little dimension there. And the snowflakes I stamped, embossed, and cut out and placed just randomly. Sending warm hugs, I believe I mentioned, was from the stamp set. And I did stamp that in the Distress Oxide to match the background. And I used some clear VersaFine Clair to stamp over that, so I could use some clear embossing powder, and so this is embossed as well. Not sure if I mentioned, after I did the background in the embossing powder and let that dry, I took the tumble glass and I ink blended over it with, you know, just any, this is the brush I use for my oxides. with an ink blending brush. So that's a combination I used for this card. I thought it came out pretty cute, but I wasn't sure if that was the combination I liked the best, so I tried it another way. And for this card, I used the background stamp, and I did not create a snow blank. On white, I used clear white embossing powder and embossed the snowflake background all in white. And when that was dry, then I again did my ink blending over it with the Distress Oxide. And I actually created this snowman the exact same way. I used the VersaFine Clair. I thought that came out nice. And I used the Wow glitter on top of it. Same with the snowflakes. I know that most people would be drawn to coloring in the snowmen, but I kind of like them like this. I may do other cards that have them with colored scarves and hats and orange carrot noses, and I'm sure that'll be adorable. But I like these guys just like this. So when I ink blended, you can tell that the snow at the bottom is much more dense, and it looks all white when it's embossed. So it did resist the Distress Oxide and gave me the look I was hoping for. Then I just cut out my winter wishes, and actually I first took some ink and blended some paper to have it match, and then I cut it out and gave it a white matte. So I hope you enjoyed that share. I hope it encourages you to create some fun snowman cards during the winter to cheer yourself up, cheer us all up. I will share, in addition, the card I showed last week. In case you're interested, you could pop over there and see what it looks like and what the process is for the monochromatic card. I kind of like them all. So here you go. Here is the same card with a different sentiment in monochromatic. I sort of played with the placement for the snowflakes and the sentiments on each of the cards, but I thought they came out pretty fun. And if you're interested in seeing more about this card, I'll leave a link for you below, or you can just look it up in the hashtag and find it for yourself. I hope you enjoyed this share. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. Take some time to craft, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye, YouTube.